I know everyone hates portrait mode, but when you're just talking on it and not documenting something, it kind of works. It's easier to hold, anyways. But yeah. So the thumbnail is a picture of my car door. Hey, what's up? So, hey, what's going on, you all? Okay, so I got enough people. Most of them are my group. How are you all? Nice to see you guys. But if you can't tell by the thumbnail, earlier today while I was at a coffee shop in Central Phoenix, my car was actually broken into, um, and I witnessed a possible informant acting suspicious and trying to eavesdrop into conversations I was having with someone. I'm not going to go into the details of that, but I know there's people that have been going after us and causing. Right now, they're not really acts of violence yet, other than arresting us and trying to stack charges on us. But yeah, today my car was broken into. Thankfully, I don't leave anything in there most of the time. Nothing was taken. I checked to make sure that no drugs or contraband was placed in my automobile um, before I left. Obviously, I took pictures. Someone who's aware of stalking told me that I should contact the police and file a report, even though obviously they won't do anything. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. Kind of on the fence about that. So, yeah, exactly, Thunder Rolls. So, yeah, I'm always really vigilant. I always watch my surroundings. I did have my dash cam rolling. I heard some. Obviously, it's only a certain angle, and I didn't catch anything other than a couple weird sounds. It looks like they were trying to break in the rear passenger side and failed. They left a scratch. So they went to the driver door, and that's where they got in. So I'm just documenting this so that it's out in the public and people are aware. I haven't really been doing too much crazy stuff as far as auditing. I've been doing cop watch, obviously, because we need to make sure that they know that we're still around. A few days ago, I had a really bad altercation, or not really altercation, but an incident with Phoenix police and shining their spotlights into my eyes. I sent Professional Standards Bureau an email about it, as well as I called the chief's office today. Obviously, they were trying to send me away. I'm trying to get an interview with the chief to talk about other things. Um, well, I would like to say unbiased because we don't have any corporate sponsors, and I don't hate police. It's just I I don't like how they do their business. I don't hate a police officer for being a police officer, unless if they're bad to people, and they like the ones that just arrest people for no reason and try to make people's lives uh, a living hell. Those are the officers that we need off the streets. The ones that know that they're involved in some type of corruption or the ones that purposely go after law-abiding individuals, or even people that, to me, it's not a crime until there's a victim. So victimless crimes shouldn't even really be a crime, other than obviously. So yeah, I heard about the. If you wanna link the channels like Michael Barden, and then I found a new guy out of Minnesota, actually. I'll link his channel in the comments. I don't know him. I have a couple friends that have been victims. I try not to call myself a victim, but when it comes to violent crime, then that's when there's a victim. I know a couple people who have actually been victimized, where they've been assaulted physically, sexually. Obviously, I guess you could say economic terrorism is kind of an assault. It's an assault on your living. So hold up. Yep. Yeah, I started watching Michael Barden's channel because of you, AA. So thank you. I have a good friend who she thinks that I'm getting stalked because of her, but it's not. Maybe part of it is, maybe, but no, it's a reaction to anything that you do that might expose a crime or an unethical action or a way of doing things that isn't. And they've already tried going after some of my family, reporting my automobile stolen, and then all different sorts of garbage, and then going to my folks' place in Nampa, Idaho, and basically trying to question them, and doing all this nasty business. So, oh wow. Yeah, that's another thing. That's the most common thing that auditors have to deal with, is getting false charges. Then they'll charge stack. They'll just find any code that remotely has to do with the situation, whether or not if it's factual or not. And then they'll just hope that you'll plead to one of the charges so that the group gets dropped. It's terrorism. Plain and simple terrorism. They're using the law, which used to be the justice courts, but it's now the corporate courts. We have two different legal systems in America. Common law, which they don't recognize anymore. You have to make a claim as to why you need to be in a common law court. It's actually kind of complicated. Otherwise, they'll try to call you a sovereign citizen when you're not. You're just trying to claim your rights and your rights to a justice trial. The corporate courts have been around for a little while. They're predominant in modern day America and most Western nations. Obviously, the Bar Association is part of the corporate court system. And even if you look on the American Bar website, go there and look. It has logos from Britain, so it's a British. I forget what it stands for, but it's basically a British association. So, and then you have a right to arbitration. Most people don't realize that you have a right before you go to court to meet with your victim, which should be an actual natural person, and settle your wrongs with that person. And the state is a corporation, but they can claim to be a victim, and that's only through like financial law. If you look at financial law and trusts, I'm still trying to figure out and learn everything. So midget man, it's a little different than maritime law. Common law was on the books long before the District of Columbia. The District of Columbia is relatively new. I've been told stories by some people who've read into history a bit, and they stated that the Civil War wasn't necessarily about racism as it was this new system of law, and basically rejecting what the Britons wanted. So yeah. Yep. Exactly, Thunder Rules. So I'm glad someone understands. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to put this out in the open. What happened earlier today, and it sounds like there might have been some other people that were messed with today by potentially the same group. I'm not sure who. I can only imagine it's Arizona law enforcement. So, but I don't know for sure who or why. I just wanted to document this so that if it happens or if it gets worse, people know what's going on. So I'm going to sign out of this. You all have a safe night. And I'll be back live if I see anything else. Signing out, Alex Love, Phoenix Cop Watch.